This is AQA GCSE Chemistry. It's a trilogy higher paper 1H from 2018, and this is question 2. And the whole question is available at the start of this so that you can then review it once you've had a go for yourself. So this is 2.1, 2.2, and finally 2.3, an 8-mark question in total. So let's go back to the beginning. In 2, the question is about sodium and chlorine, and figure 2 shows the positions of sodium and chlorine in the periodic table. State one difference and one similarity in the electronic structure of sodium and chlorine. Well, let's start by looking at their electron configuration. Sodium, with an atomic number of 11, has got an electron configuration of 281. That 1 is also an indicator that it's in group 1, because it has 1 electron in its outer shell. Chlorine, however, has 7 electrons in its outer shell. Its electron configuration is 287. So straight away we have a difference. There are different numbers of electrons in the outer shell. So what similarities do we have? Well, you can say that there are 2 in the first shell and 8 in the second shell in both of them. I think what's very, very clear to see is that they both have 3 energy levels. 281, 287, 123, 123 energy levels or shells. So they have the same number of energy levels. On to 2.2. Sodium atoms react with chlorine atoms to produce sodium chloride, NaCl. Describe what happens when a sodium atom reacts with a chlorine atom, and you must write about electron transfer. You don't need to write a great amount to get full marks on this. If you talk about the fact that sodium loses electrons, as all metals do in ionic compounds or in the formation of ions, you get the first mark. If you specify and quantify that sodium loses 1 electron, you get the second mark. Chlorine gaining electrons gets you the third mark. And again, if we quantify that and say chlorine gains 1 electron, we've got our fourth mark. And finally, 2.3, we've got the reaction between sodium and chlorine in an exothermic reaction. Complete the reaction profile for the reaction between them. So, sodium and chlorine is exothermic. That means that the products have got to have less energy than the reactants, because that energy has been released to the surroundings. That gets you the first mark. For the second mark, we've got to reflect the fact that this reaction has an activation energy. You must put energy in to initiate it. So the second mark is for showing this upward vertical bump. There's the activation energy from level with reactants up to the peak. And that takes us to the end of the question.